What we're going to do today is we're going to burn in with a wood burner some of the details that we are going to try to put into our head of the carving. Not details that really make it any more lifelike, other just trying to clean up some of the knife cuts that we've done, make them a little more crisp, and so when you go to paint it, it will kind of make those details pop. The details I'm talking about are nostrils in the bill, also burning in a few of the lines that separate the upper and lower mandibles, and just some areas like that that, as I said, will kind of make the crispness of those lines kind of stick out. So we're going to be doing that. I'll be using a variable temperature wood burning set. Don't have to have that. It helps because I like to start with a lower temperature and then kind of build up so I don't just plow into the wood the first time I touch it. We also are using a fine point. Now I wouldn't try to go to a toy store and get one of those toy wood burning sets. You probably will be unhappy with that. But you can go to a hobby store and get a relatively good one, probably for under $30. So. The one I have, the unit itself cost about $50, and then each pin with different points on it costs somewhere in the neighborhood of $15 to $20, I think. So with that being said, we're going to burn in some details, and we're going to try to finish up this particular decoy fairly soon. It doesn't look much different than the last time you saw it. We're going to try to finish it up, get it painted. Paint is what I struggle most with. I don't know why, but it causes me more distress to put on something as superficial as paint than it does to take off something more significant than a chunk of wood. So we're gonna put some paint on it, fairly simplistic, easy to do. Paint scheme, that's one of the reasons why we chose Canvasback. It's not that hard as far as a color scheme, and we're gonna try to get this thing done, get it wrapped up. Shooting now for getting it done for some late season gunning prior to the end of most waterfowling seasons in most areas. So stay with us. We're going to try to get this thing done. Hopefully you can see from this angle that I've got my nostrils penciled in, and I'm going to use those as my guidelines. I'll start with this one. You might want to do a little test burn on a similar type of wood. This is basically a piece of basswood, just like the head is. I want to just kind of see how it burns before you actually touch it. That right there is just about right for starting off, and then I can obviously increase the temperature. And I'm going to make an entry. Kind of walk it forward just a little bit, expanding that hole just a little at a time. You can see that adds considerable detail to the bill with really no compromise in the structural integrity of the bill. You're just putting a little bit of a hole in the wood, but it goes a long way to, at least for the hunter. It's not for the ducks, but it does make it more pleasing to the eye for us humans. So I'm going to come over here. I'm going to start by just lightly going in to the bill. Try to get over here where I'm in the camera. That's the problem. Need to come down just a hair. Okay, we've got them started. Pretty happy with their placement. What I'm going to do now is go ahead and just turn the unit up just a little bit and get some depth to them. One method you might want to try or use or employ would be to use a set of calipers to make sure that you can accurately mark on either side of the bill where the nostrils go. If you can keep it centered up, obviously you can get askew, but it's going to be a lot harder to be off kilter by using something that comes to a common point. You can see here the calipers are symmetrical to the head, and they're in the nostrils, and they are relatively symmetrical. Same thing as if viewed from the top. If you put them at the beginning of the nostril or at the end of the nostril, it's symmetrical to the end of the bill. Now I'm going to just lightly hit these separations here, and really this is just kind of clean up some of those loose fibers that we get when we cut. I'm going to turn the unit down just a little bit so I don't get too aggressive, but this is really just to clean up some of those loose fibers that kind of there. And then after we're done even doing this, we're going to take a stiff toothbrush, kind of brush over it and kind of flake off some of those things that are still kind of hanging out, and hopefully get them taken off. And so we're going to do this, and then we're going to do that process. Kind of just cleans the bill up. We'll do the other side, then we'll brush her off. If during the course of this video you notice a sound that is sounds like a big clock beating, it's electric fence charger that I have here in my shop to energize the electric fence that I have to contain livestock. So if that I don't want to unplug it, they seem to be able to sense when the electricity's turned off, because I think they smell it or something, because they will challenge a fence almost every day, at least not touch it, but they'll go up to it and sniff it, and if it smells like it's on, they won't mess with it, but if they smell like it's off, they'll challenge it. So sorry for the ticking, and hopefully it's not too annoying.